It's always so cool watching like a proper T-55 push. Nice company of tanks pushing forwards. Poor chasseurs don't stand a chance. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 17 of my Closing the Trap campaign in WARNO, playing on the PACT side. Previously, we did a great job defending against the 5th Glacier. We put a massive dent into that armor. They have very few tanks left now, which is fantastic. And we also managed to hit the 21st here. And unfortunately didn't destroy them, but we will at the start of today's episode. So let's go ahead and grab some units to do that. We do have the 3rd Battalion of the 49th. I was hoping to maybe move them in the way of the 1st Airborne here, but I'm not sure if I want to keep them involved in this battle anyway, because we can bring down some units from here. This unit is 6 out of 8 fatigue, so we won't be using that. We could bring over some territorials to get involved. Should probably think about doing that. Looks like the Visitacado can get involved. They have Mi-17s with rockets, which could be useful if these guys don't have Mistrals. They don't. They actually have 20 mils, which would still rip down an Mi-17, but if we can like overwhelm them with rockets, it won't really matter. Anything else that can actually join in here? There doesn't look to be much, actually. So maybe it is just a play with the airborne. They're 5 out of 8 fatigue, that should be fine. We can bring up this territorial unit. We'll have the artillery. Yeah, I guess that's fine. And I am going to include these guys for this battle, so we'll just do something like this. I don't know about air support. Air support's probably going to get caught. It really depends because of the way that this line slightly covers a square. I'm a bit worried it will. And we don't really need it, so I'm not going to bother. But it would have been nice to use it because we haven't had much of a chance since they set up this radar AA. Anyway, we have artillery, and that's okay. Their artillery, they have lost a few guns, but not too many. We have some long guns that can counter battery. Yeah, let's just do it. And we'll tactical battle, jump on in. And they did actually bring their artillery. I wasn't sure if they would because we were ahead, but yeah, here we are. All right, this is a bit of a rough map because we start so far away from the sectors and they start so close. And we've got like kind of rough terrain to actually push through here. Like there's a lot of like roads that don't really go directly towards where we want to go. So I guess the only real route is on the left here. We kind of come up and we kind of push to Boris, we push to Anna, and then get to center later because getting through here is a bit of a pain. And if they forward deploy some infantry, we might get caught in the trees. So yeah, there's a lot to think about, but let's just get some troops down. And I'm very tempted to actually do an airdrop. So we just get a load of these Visitacado, even the leader, and we just have these go and push for the town. And they can all just land there and take over Anna pretty easily. Then Boris, how do we get in here? That is a question. I think BMPs is probably the choice. So we do BMPs with a BMP leader, and they can all go and unload over here. I can also bring in some grenade launchers. And we'll probably want some sort of recon to cover the left side at least. We'll unload in there. We'll drop maybe one of the BMPs for now. And have another recon coming over to the right hand side, otherwise we'll be completely blind. There also should probably be a recon here somewhere, just to make sure that we're not getting like flanked from the right side. Okay, we'll make sure to bring up a couple supply vehicles. Those can sneak into the town afterwards, and one can go to Boris. Cool. I think we're going to have a pretty one-sided battle here in terms of power, but securing the sectors is going to be a bit of a pain early on. Yeah, thankfully these helicopters will help out a lot, and since we have so many of them, we will be able to just overwhelm any infantry we find, and hopefully any AA we find as well. because those 20 mils really don't have much range. So if they start firing at us, it's likely the helicopters will be able to fire back and just destroy them very quickly. We're spotting some enemy units moving towards the town. Going to be their recon elements up ahead. We'll have to let that unload, I think, and let the BMP do its thing. Okay, these are all going to unload. And then we can get the Vizardkari into groups of 3. And the leader in behind. Okay, let's make sure those take off. That one can sell. And the rocket boys can come over here and help deal with this recon stuff. Right, these can stay in the tree line behind the town. You going, sir? Can you get into cover in time? You can. Yeah, we're going to have to make sure that we cover that unit. Make sure we kill that 20 mil first, otherwise that'll destroy the helicopter. Alright, good kills. Let's make sure we bring up some more supply here that I can use to reload the MI-17s. We're also going to make sure to start bringing up some artillery. I'll need a couple leaders with those. Good. I will have those come back and land. These are all going to be counter battery. And we'll make sure we have a leader with that one. Leader with this one. Cool. I don't think the BMPs are really at much threat unless they get in range of the enemy AT weapons. Anyway, let's continue moving forwards here with my Vizardkari just to kind of push out anything else that's in here. When we let those land, they'll just absolutely suck up the supply here from these T-815s. It'll be very fast. I used up like 2,000 supply in a matter of seconds. I think since we can see targets in the middle, we should probably just push there with the helicopters. We'll keep the BMP with the recon out in the open to spot things. I could also bring up the OT-65. The main thing is just to keep things moving. Did I sit there in a bad spot? There's another 20 mil there. I think we'll just go back and get some more supply. Those Monostrati need to stay out of line of sight. Let's make sure we bring up these BMPs to help with that. Do we have range to counter battery? We don't. That's a problem. Alright, we'll bring in some guys on this side as well then. Maybe not that. We want an armored CV with these because it will likely get hit by a counter battery otherwise. Big old blob of infantry. We'll do a attack move just so we engage at like max range and don't get caught out by the 20. The 20's nearby. There's a 20 there, for example. That's gotta go. Actually quite a lot of 20s. We lost a couple of those helicopters. Unfortunate. We actually lost a BMP as well. Interesting. Right, these unload and go on counter battery, and hopefully we can hit any units on that side of the map from there. Good. Right, more BMPs, please. I could also just bring up some tanks. Those will be helpful as well. Got plenty of points, so we might as well. Looks like this is secure on the left. It's just heading over to center now. Our artillery is getting shots on, which is nice. We're going to have to run away from that infantry. Just lost them in the last second there. Unfortunate. We'll replace those and we'll bring up some units here that can travel through the trees. Getting in range of the upper last there, it's not good. If I have more grenade launchers and machine guns, we should bring them up here. It'll be really useful for just engaging these units out in the open. I'm going to start building up another battery. We could probably do it like here, it's fine. A little bit further forwards so that they actually have the range to engage. Just got to be careful not to let that fire, because if it fires at us, it will rip that squad a bit. We kind of want to just keep ducking out of line of sight, letting it re-aim, and then come back forwards again. And once we reach this position, we'll spread out. These guys can actually just head to the right, and we'll just attack move them through. We'll unload these here, and we'll just go across like so. All these T-55s can just spread out. And their double machine guns will actually be pretty useful for killing off infantry. Yeah, did Tarask there tanking a bunch of rockets is not good. Or just pull away. Monostrazi in trouble. Right, this unit can keep moving forwards. We got the first community here. Another big group of infantry. I was really hoping to keep that grenade launcher alive. I think we have just about managed to. Never mind. All of the VAVs in the world come for us. Oh, there is a Mistral there as well. I didn't see a single Mistral. I guess it's probably part of the... And now I think about it, it's probably because of the artillery. The artillery probably had a Mistral. We're going to kill quite a few of the VAVs here, which is good. Happy about that. That's definitely going to give us plenty of points. If my T-55s actually want to hit, you can see the hill there in the distance. T-55s aiming away, but not able to kill off as many as I would have liked. Those things are fast, so left a nice field of dead VAVs here. Cool. Alright, well, Modostrati can carry on. We can probably just blob them through the trees, and it should be okay. I could also do the same with the territorials. We just get like loads of these territorials together, and just have them like run through the tree lines, and if we bump into the VABs, it's like just fair game, right? Just kill whatever they want. Gonna keep pushing here with all of my infantry just to make sure that we're catching up to anything. We might bump into some artillery on the backside, which would speed up kills. Because I do want to kill as much as possible, because this could actually kill off the... This could kill the artillery unit as well, which would be a huge win.
Na první hodině nepřátelský voják 500 metrů. Máme ho, Michaela! Máme jich! Došlo nám munice!
Nice, good kill on the VAB there actually. I'm not sure if it still had infantry in it, but
Na první hodině,
did
nepřátelský
earlier
voják
on.
500 metrů.
Well, here's one of the VABs showing themselves again.
Buď s námi.
I don't know what shot at my T-55, but
Najdeme je a pak je zabijeme.
something did.
Je připraven do útoku.
That's an AA piece. It's gonna rip those Milostradzi if I'm not
Máte
careful.
rozkazy, pane? Tento připraven. Jděte a rozptylte se. Došla amunice. Zastěhli má! Tady hroběte. Došla amunice. Mám ho.
We haven't actually had to deal with much artillery, to be honest.
Rozjížďte se,
We haven't seen it barely any.
buďte v střehu, páni.
We're gonna want to push that 20. Pull back the one that's being fired at. Good save. Really good save actually on that Pizzicati. Because that is one of the ones that was dropped off by the helicopters, and if we lose the infantry themselves, we also lose the helicopter as a transport in the future. Yeah, we'll just have these unload, and they can all push through the tree line there. This leader can just go on a follow command.
Posádka připravena k boji. Lov na imperialistů. Na této pozici. Máte rozkazy, pane? Dobrá práce, střelec. Rozumím. Hotina se pisuje. Pojďme, dávejte si pozor na ty skurvence.
We'll have a couple tanks maybe move up here. I do have more tanks that I could bring in. I should bring in a couple for this left side. Yeah, we're on a +4 now, which is great. Zalaznice can push through the tree line.
Střílejí po nás.
Still got machine guns on the OT-64 or 62, so we'll use those. Oh, lost the BMP there. This one should be okay. The little truck. Oh, I say that. He's actually out of ammo completely. That's very awkward. That is very, very awkward indeed. We're going to have to rely on the T-55. I can't believe he got through 40 shots of his heat ammo. That's actually mental. OT-62 getting involved.
Máme ji. Já? Připravte se na boj, pánové.
It looks like whatever was here has probably moved away completely now.
Boj tanky zničí.
We appear to have pushed them out of the sector. Okay. I guess I could put all of these onto just like fire at will. Or just keep a couple on counter battery that are further forwards. These all fire at the same time, we should be okay. A little low.
Přestaňte střílet, ten už je mrtvej. Tady sráč 2, poslouchám.
Even if we win by conquest at this point, I think it's still a good fight. Because it'll be a total victory, we've still done a lot of damage.
Je mi potěšení o jednoho imperialistu míň. Máte rozkazy, pane? Máme rozkazy. Máte rozkazy, kapitán. Kurva, dostal jsem to. Jestli přežiju, tak chci...
My reserve is just going to run them down. Just make sure that one doesn't get caught out on the corner there. And then they can push together.
Na první hodině nepřátelský voják 500 metrů.
Oof. Shame. Gotta be careful we don't run out of ammo here, because we have bumped into the VABs. That's a lot of good kills there. Reservist infantry moving up. Taking out the 20mm pretty easily, actually. We've got some friends behind us here. It's a good job for the helicopters. Alright, let's push these T-55s forwards. That's a bit awkward. Yeah, those getting killed. It's unfortunate for sure. Artillery's coming in on top of them, so if they try and retreat, they will get smacked regardless. Oh, there's actually 2 Gren Vortiges there. Alright, we need to back up. Where did they go? Good kills. There we go. Perfect. So that is a total victory by morale victory, which is really nice. That's exactly what we wanted in this situation. It should destroy the 21st. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it destroys the artillery. Disorganized them. It didn't kill them. It's unfortunate. I think it's probably just because they have so many guns and we didn't actually kill that many of them. But at least that unit that was probing my flanks is gone. That's really nice. And I can shift these guys across. I am going to have to be careful, actually. That territorial might get slammed by that unit. We'll come down here with this unit. And then if they do get attacked, at least we'll be able to reinforce there. Alright, so now what? We probably want to just continue up the road here. I might even be able to destroy them this turn anyway, if we get rid of the first spy, which is going to be a good kill. We can also attack the artillery directly. That's the AMX Alpha 1s. We can get rid of those. These are going to be actually pretty scary to engage at close range. They only have 30% accuracy, but it's 9 penetration. They might just be able to destroy a few of my units. So 1st Battalion of the 49th. It's probably going to go deal with the Panzergrenadier Battalion 222. Right, that makes sense. So we got the 2nd Battalion of the 51st that is definitely going to move, say, here. And then I can attack the 1st spy with those. How many AMXs do they actually have left? They got 1 AMX-10 RC, they got a bunch of P4 Milans, loads of recon infantry. If I were to attack that, the artillery would definitely help. So it would be good if I had another unit that could attack the artillery directly first. Possibly the 2nd Battalion of the 57th. I guess the 2nd Chasseur can help defend those, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, we'll bring up both of these, like so. And then we should be able to just engage directly with the artillery. They will be able to back themselves up with more artillery. Okay. And the 2nd Chasseur. This could get very ugly. What's the map looking like? Okay, it's actually an open map. That's perfect. Because the 2nd Chasseur, they don't have any way to really shoot at a distance. Like all the MX-10Ps don't have Milans. So I am going to be able to just run them down. There's no Milans as part of the AMX Alpha 1s, and the AMX Alpha 1s can't kill the tanks. So this could be a perfect opportunity, actually. Alright, let's tactical battle. We'll jump on in. They did bring in both of the AMX Alpha 1 units, which is massive for us. Really, really good. Oh, this is just perfect. Okay, well, it's going to be a feast for the Czech armor, that's for sure. We just need to make sure that we have adequate recon. So we shall build up some groups of T-55s, probably just a couple groups of T-55s with leaders as well. And we'll have these push up and just get to the spawn here. And we can kind of drive through center across the open, just smash whatever's coming in on the spawn here, maybe get to the bridge, smash this spawn as well. And then the second group can attack Anna and Boris. So we have a couple of BMPs that we can use. Bring up a couple more, plus a leader. So yeah, all of these are going to be heading towards Anna. These are going to be heading towards center. We got the BMPs with us. That's all good. Alright, we have one more. We could actually bring up the OT-65 as well. I might just have that on a follow order. And then this one can actually proceed in advance. We don't want to be sitting around for long. This is going to be a very mobile battle because otherwise the artillery will really, really start to hurt. So it is just a matter of, yeah, as fast as possible, blitzkrieg, straight to the enemy artillery on the backside. We'll give a follow order to the T-55 leader with the exceptional optics. The rest should be fine. So I'll make that group 2. This one can be group 1. Could be a bunch of stuff on this left side, but I'm not too worried about it. Could just put maybe like a grenade launcher up here. It will probably spot them with a machine gun as well. We just don't want those to fire because if they do, they're going to get hit by an AMX Alpha 1 very quickly indeed. Now those AMX Alpha 1s, they aim so fast, so we've got to respect it. There's also probably recon in there. So let's just make sure that we're paying attention to this. Get the BMP-1 in cover. Start spreading these out. Same here, we want to start spreading out. It's always so cool watching like a proper T-55 push. Nice company of tanks pushing forwards. Poor chasseurs don't stand a chance. So this infantry is going to move into this tree line because I think they dropped off some recon infantry in there. We've just got to wait for that to be clear. And make sure the leader captures this sector whilst the rest of the tanks move up. Keep the recon close. Gonna take a little bit of a wide berth there. Ammo could be a problem, so let's bring up some supply trucks ready for that. And as I mentioned, can't really stop at any point, otherwise artillery is just gonna smash me to pieces. We've really got to get into the back line ASAP. There's an AMX South one back there, actually. We're going to start trying to cross this bridge. This is a really cool battle. I like it a lot. We'll want the Puskomnity to push across with us. I can get the BMP to just move across the water. These can just attack across the bridge there. These are going to head towards the spawn. And I can bring up even more T-55s. Let's bring up the ones that have the range first, the T-55 AM1s, because the T-55 AM1s, they've got 2,275 meter range, which is really, really useful in this situation, because we don't have to get even close to the Alpha 1 guns or the AMX 10s. They're still somewhat catching us here. Infantry getting some shots on us. Oh, we've also got to respect the autocannons. So much infantry here to kill, but it is leaving my T-55s exposed. Oh, we are being flanked on the left side here. Bring up the reserve T-55s just to help hold that. Yeah, I love these sort of more mobile fights, they're very fun. But this road just got obliterated. We don't really want to push into the trees there because there could definitely be more infantry in there. So maybe it's a time to actually bring up some Motorstrati that can push through. And we'll let these just sort of kind of group up and start pushing through. The MX-10s are actually tanking a couple of shots. Loads of infantry back here. Grenade launchers would be perfect. Grenade launchers, machine guns. They're going to be a little bit vulnerable to the AMX Alpha ones, but should be okay. Get that to fix up this tank. Supply is a little bit of an issue here. We've got to make sure we maintain the repairs on some of these tanks, because otherwise they will just get popped. Wow, the recon infantry there just getting killed straight up. Might even lose a T-55 here. They're too accurate for their own good though. Just go hunt those.
Co potřebujete? Jdeme na to. Plný plyn. Mám ho, bože, couvej, ale čelem k nepříteli. Nepřítel
Should probably make sure our BMP doesn't get hit by the autocannons. I think we're okay for the time being. Let's make sure my T-65 moves out of the way. Don't want to lose that recon unit, that's really important. Spotting infantry, having like exceptional optics is really, really important. We will move these though, because they are getting zeroed. We have just got on top of those units on the left. So that's great. Because now we're going to be able to pressure these spawns, and there's just going to be like AMX Alpha 1s coming out of the spawns for the most part. We'll be able to just destroy. There's also a bunch of BAB PCs apparently. We're just going to set up sort of flanking positions to hit the spawn. And we're going to try and get across towards the other spawn. We'll have this recon move forwards. Oh, we only need to unload. That was an ambitious move from the grenade launchers. That could have very easily gone wrong. Alright, and then these ones, we want to just, line up this side, shooting into this from multiple directions. Good. And then, might as well try and get some supply over there. Perfect. Good kills. We'll have the recon infantry move up here. All these monostrati need to start working. And the BMPs can spread out around that tree line. As you can see, the kill feed's just going to fill up with AMX Alpha 1s now as we clean up the artillery that keeps coming in. Beautiful. It's going to end up in a pile of dead. Oh, that was cool. Pile of dead artillery. Some of my AMXs have been getting wrecked. This is huge, because we're just going to blow up all of the AMX Alpha 1s. Every single one. There's a good chance we wipe out both units of artillery in this battle, which is why this is so huge. These AMX Alpha 1s have been absolutely the bane of my campaign, because every time we fight a battle where they have them, my rocket artillery is getting counterbarreled like instantly. So it's good to get revenge. I'm not using this road because I'm pretty sure there's enemy infantry in here. It's not going to be long until we are done. I think they have more guns than I can kill actually, so yeah, fingers crossed. We will destroy them on the campaign map, but there is a chance we won't because of how many they have. Not long now, just a couple more. One. And another. Job done. Beautiful. What a battle. 181 kills, 1 loss. Total victory. T-55s were absolutely loving life. They're both disorganized. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. They have no AMX Alpha 1s left. Actually, this one has 3. Yeah, the other one lost all of its AMX Alpha 1s, so those are basically completely neutralized. Fantastic stuff. Well, great progress made. The counterattack is really coming along strong, and it will continue up here in the next episode. But that's all I have time for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.